In this video, I'm going to be talking about why is it that you have all these certifications, but you're not getting a raise, or you're not getting a new job, or you just can't find a job. Let's get started. I'm Andrew Ramdial. I am the author of the world's best-selling PMP study guide, PMP Exam Prep Simplified. Let's get started on this. So this is a video that a lot of you guys have asked me for. And just a little background on me and why I think I'm authoritative to talk about this topic is because, I am one of the founders of the Technical Institute of America. I've hired and fired over 200 people that have worked here. We currently employ a little over 100 people on a full-time and part-time basis. And I've hired almost all of them myself, or at least I've looked at most of their resumes and approved their employment. And I've done so many interviews with folks. I've gone through so many interviews to select folks. And in this video, I want to tell you a little bit about how we select people and basically why we hire them. I'm going to try to make this a quick video. This is going to be a two-part video. This one here is going to talk more about getting the job interview. And then we'll do another video. If you guys like this video, put in the comments if you really enjoy this topic. Then I'll do one on how to ace your job interview. So let's get started. So you got your certification. You got your PMP. You got your CISSP. You got your CAPM. You add it to your resume. You start sending out your resume to a lot of different organizations, a lot of different websites, Indeed, Monster, whatever site you're using. And nobody's contacting you. And if they are contacting you, you're not getting a lot. You're sending out 100 resumes and you're probably getting maybe 2 people or 3 people calling you back, and then you're probably not getting the interview after the initial phone interview. What's going on? People say with these certifications, you should be getting employment, right? There's all these great demands for it, but it's not happening for you. So what's the problem? Okay, let's start off this by saying no certification guarantees you a job, and no certification makes you deserving of a particular job. Not because you add 3 initials or 4 or 5 initials after your name, it doesn't mean that you deserve that job, all right? A certification means absolutely nothing when it comes to you deserving something. A certification is a validation that this guy has some kind of knowledge in that particular topic. So if you're PMP certified, it's a validation from PMI stating that, this guy knows a little bit about what's going on in PMBOK. And I said a little bit because a lot of us tend to take these certifications and then we just forget most of it a few weeks later. So at least I know this guy at least went through PMBOK at some point in his life, or at least learned some of the topics. And if it's a more recent PMP, he knows something about Agile. How much he knows, I'm not too sure, but I know he knows something about it. A certification is more of a validation of a particular skill set, third-party validation of a particular skill set, than it is to get a job. It's just, hey, I'm validated to do this particular job or have this particular skill. Now, understand the concept of what does it take to get a job. Getting a job is really a 2-step process. Get the interview, pass the interview, right? So in this video, let's talk about getting an interview. What is preventing you from getting that interview, right? What is it that is not having that recruiter, that potential employer call you? And that thing is, and I want to talk about in this video, is this. This is called a resume. How do I know it's a resume? Because you see it says on the top resume. This is my resume. My resume is 3 lines. It says resume, then my first and last name. That's all I need on it. Your resume. Your resume is what determines if that employer is going to call you. Your resume is what determines if the employer is going to send you that initial email. Hey, we would like to do an interview for you. Now, what exactly on this resume is stopping you from getting a particular call? What did you put or what didn't you put is stopping you from getting that interview? And realistically, it's what you put and what you didn't put. So the first thing up, that I've noticed, and this is all from my experience now. I haven't read any publication about anything when it comes to finding a job because I've never really looked for a job in the last like 20 years. I have never read a video, I've never watched a video. I've never read any articles online about what it takes to make good resumes. This is from my own experience in hiring and releasing folks. Why would I call this person? All right. This is from my perspective, from an employer's perspective. So let me give you a couple of things. Number one is people apply for positions that they just don't qualify for. It drives me crazy, but so many people apply for positions that we're on the job post and it'll say requirements, have these things that they don't have most of it or any of it. I'll put a position, and this is not a joke. I swear to God, this is something that happened. I put a position for a nursing instructor. This person must be a registered nurse that has to work for 2 years. I had people apply that were security guards. I had people apply that wasn't a registered nurse. They were home health aides or something. I've had people apply. I put up resumes. I put up job postings for technology instructor to teach high-end security classes. And I've had people apply that were teaching English. Obviously, this person never qualified. This person wasted all of this time. Before applying for a job, the first thing you got to do is you got to ask yourself, do I actually qualify for this position? One of the things that I tell people I tell my students this when I go through my live training, especially my younger students in technology classes. When I go through those training, I tell them, put yourself in the shoe of the employer, the person receiving the resume. Would you hire you? Ask yourself that question. Would you hire yourself? Like, if you receive this resume and you have job A, would you take this resume for job A? Does this resume match the requirement? The requirement is the guy must be a project manager for 3 years. He must have worked in technology projects. He must have a PMP, right? Do you have those requirements? If you do, submit your resume. If you don't waste your time. You're wasting my time, the employer's time, and your time. If you disagree with this, put in the comment below. Let me know why you disagree, because this is something that drives me crazy. Way too often I'm going through resumes and you're hoping to get good resumes, but guys, this is not a joke, okay? I'm not making this number up. It's not exaggerating. 80% of the resumes I get does not match the qualification, okay? Doesn't come close to matching the qualification, is wasting my time. This is why our new director that I put in place now screens the resume out. So when I look at the good ones, I know, okay, these people all qualify. And it just became too time consuming for me to do it. So ask yourself a question. Would you hire you for that job? So number one is you want to make sure that every single thing that they want, you have the ability to do. Now, the other thing is you got to make sure, tip number two, you got to make sure that whatever they want is here. Okay. Tip number two, and I did this in a YouTube short a couple of days ago, is you have to make sure that your resume particularly states what the job wants. Now, for example, if the job wants you to type 30 words a minute, put on your resume 30 words a minute. If the job wants you to know Microsoft Project, put on your resume 30 Microsoft Project. If the resume wants you to if the job posting wants you to have 5 years of project management experience, in the introduction of your resume or your cover letter, put seasoned project management professional with more than 5 years or 10 years. So automatically I know, okay, this guy is meeting all the requirements. You see, the number one reason why I wouldn't call you for a job or give you any interview is because you don't meet you're not meeting what I'm looking for. Realistically, we're not going to look at your resume for more than 30 seconds. And within that 30 seconds, I'm not going to read every bulleted point. I know the main things I'm looking for. How fast you can type. this software, this certification, this many years experience. I know what I'm looking for quickly. I'm going to scan that resume, and then I'm going to scan it to find the main points I'm looking for. And within 30 seconds, I'll know. Sometimes even 10 seconds, I'll know. Okay, this guy is good. We use Indeed. There's a green checkbox in Indeed. I check the green box. I shortlist your resume. If you're shortlisted, there's a good chance I'm going to call you. So within 10 seconds, I would say 10 to 30 seconds, I'll know whether you're going to get a call. And you best bet, I don't really review your resume in detail until I spoke to you, because I want to hear you talk. So, resume. A couple quick tips that I want to give you guys. Make sure what's here matches what's there. What I want you guys to do, and I said this in a YouTube short, what I want you guys to do is I want you guys to customize your resume. A recruiter told me this many years ago when I was applying for jobs, when a much younger version of myself. He prefers, and word for word he said, I prefer for you to customize your resume, make sure it matches the job description, and send 5 resumes out versus sending out 100 resumes. 5 resumes that's really customized to the jobs that you're applying for and matches the job description, we're probably going to get you 2 or 3 interviews. Versus 100 resumes that are generic, doesn't match the requirements, even though you have the skill and you can do it, is going to get you no interview. So you want 3 interviews or you want no interviews? You make a choice on that. So please customize your resume. Make sure your resume has what they want. You know, I did another YouTube short where I said, finding a job is a job. Getting a raise is a job. Putting in the effort is what you need to do. Don't think you're going to get a job without putting in effort. Okay, so that's tip number 1, right? Tip number 1 and 2. Customize, make sure you meet the requirements. Customize your resume, all right? However you do it. This is not a video where I'm going to say what to write on your resume. Just make sure whatever they want is here. Now, tip number 2. When do I know I'm really going to call you in for an interview? When I call you. You guys don't know how many people we call, okay? Don't pick up when we call them. Answer like they're asleep. Or send me to a voicemail that is full. All of these things will never get you a job. If you're in the job market and you're looking for a job and your phone always rings and nobody picks up, you're never going to get a job, because remember something. Finding a job is a competition, you versus me. Okay? You're looking for a job. I'm looking for a job. You want to be a PM. I want to be a PM. We both applied to the same job. A potential employer, we both had great resumes, so the employer called us. I picked up. You didn't pick up. The employer spoke to me. The employer loves me. But you're better than me, aren't you? You speak better. You're more enthusiastic. You're a better project manager. But you never picked up the phone, so you never really spoke to anyone. By the time you call back the employer already scheduled me for an interview. I get the first interview. God knows if the employee would even pick back up the phone on you. So if you're in the job market, answer your damn phone. You guys have no idea how many people we call. We would shortlist 20 resumes out of 100. Remember this 80-20 thing, Pareto's law, by the way. And you guys would be surprised to know that 12, 10, or more will not pick up the phone. Out of that 10, 5 at least will have full voicemail. In other words, you can't leave a message because the voicemail is full. For God's sake, empty your voicemail. Another 5, or maybe 2 or 3, about 2 or 3, we wouldn't leave any message on. Because part of the jobs that we hire for, especially if instructors, sales representatives, customer service agents, or admin staff. I run a school, so we all deal with customers. We all deal with students. So it all is going to be about dealing with people. Your voicemail, you better be on point. Your voicemail has to sound like your project manager, like somebody that's working in sales, that's somebody that works in administration. If your voicemail is like, "Hey yo, I'm Andrew," yeah, you're not gonna get a job with that. If your voicemail is like, "Hi, this is Andrew. I can't make it to the phone right now. Please leave a message. I'll get back to you as soon as I could." Sound enthusiastic. Okay, this guy sounds good. That sounds like he's asleep. All right. Where did you record your voicemail? I've seen people record voicemails on the subway. There's a ton of noise. All right. Make sure that voicemail you record is good. Make sure it's the best sounding version of you, because that's my first impression of you. There are times, and I've done this quite a lot, I hear the voicemail and I'm listening to this person talk. I'm like, this guy's asleep. Boom, hang up. I won't even leave you a message. And sometimes they'll call back and says, "I receive a call from this number." "Oh yeah, sorry, wrong number." That's because we don't want to work with you. Look at your voicemail. That first impression matters. Now, when I do call you, let's say I do get you on the phone, there is an amazing book called Blink. Okay, people judge people just like this. If you work with me at TIA, you know this. I judge people very fast. And I've been pretty accurate on people. Like, I could listen to you speak for a few minutes and watch your body language. Don't ask me how I do it. I don't really know. And I could tell you this guy's reliable. This guy is an honest person. This guy's going to be a great worker. This guy's going to suck. And the moment I get on the phone and I start talking to you, within like 30 seconds, I'll know this. In the book Blink, I think it's like 5 seconds or something like that, they say. But for me, within a couple of seconds, I'll know, is this person good for this position or not? So you get on the phone, you answer the phone. If you are in the market again and you put your resume out there, people are going to call you, especially if you apply to certain positions. One of the things that the first thing you got to do is you have to know who you apply to. So I say, "Hey, I'm Andrew. I'm calling from the Technical Institute of America." You should know that you applied to me. It drives me crazy when people say, "Oh, where are you calling from?" "Oh, I'm calling from Technical Institute." "Why are you calling me from there?" "But you applied for a position here." "Did I?" I'll just hang up the freaking phone at that time. I've done that. I'll just go click. Really? The person picks up the phone. "Oh, hello." I'll say, "Hey, this is Andrew from Technical Institute of America. You applied for a position here." And the answer I would hope to get was, "Oh, yes. How can I help you?" Or, "Hey, thanks for calling me back. I would like this position." Something like that. But at least acknowledge the company. At least acknowledge who the hell we are. All right. Just don't say, "Oh, I can't remember that." I've had that happen before too. If you say, "I can't remember applying to your company." "Okay, sir. Have a great day." So when you get that initial phone call, answer the phone like you want to work with me, not like you hate me. Answer the phone like you want this job, not like you hate this job. So pick up the phone and sound enthusiastic, sound professional, sound like you're having a great day, because people can judge people based on sound, right? It's not just about what you say, it's how you say it, right? "You suck, man." Yeah, that doesn't sound very good. Versus the tone of voice. Tonality really matters, the way you speak on that phone. So what you're going to do is amazing tonality. I want you to smile. I want you to be enthusiastic. I want you to be excited and happy that this company is calling you. All right. Now, I'm not trying to tell you guys here that when I call you, this is how you should be. I'm telling you, this is what, when I pick up the phone and somebody calls and answers me like this, I'm happy to speak to them. Our ability to influence each other emotions. I'm not going to get into emotional intelligence, right? We talked about this in PMP, but your emotions affects others. If you are lazy and you are in a bad mood and you just woke up on the wrong side of the bed and I called you for a job, you're probably going to translate that to me. Even though I'm happy to call you because I'm excited to get someone new on the team and with somebody with your skills. Obviously, we like what we saw on the resume. So we're excited to call you. Are you excited to talk to us? I hope so. So that initial couple of calls is going to be super important. Okay, I'm not going to let this video go on for long. If you guys read, it's already turning 20 minutes. If you guys enjoyed this video and you want me to make some more employment videos with my mindset of why I hire people, especially the interview is going to be the most important part. Put in the comments below. I'll do another one. And just to summarize it, I'm telling you guys, make sure there's no reason why your resume, if it matches the job requirement exactly as they want. A quick tip, by the way, before I leave, is an employer told me to do this, and a recruiter told me to do this many years ago. He said the easiest way to get a job is to copy paste the job description into your resume, format it back to your own word, and you're probably going to get an interview. That always worked. That is called resume hacking 101. I don't really tell people that anymore because technically you shouldn't be doing that, although I think you should be, but reword it to yourself. If you really want to get technical, use ChatGPT and just say, reword this for my resume. It's really interesting. You guys can try that out. That's an amazing tip there. So try that out, customize your resume, make sure everything in that job interview is on your resume. And then pick up the damn phone, be enthusiastic, get that interview. And if you guys really like this, I'll do another video on how to ace that interview. And I'll see you in the next video.